Okay, let's continue with the numbers. Okay, Python offers three data type under numbers category. So first one is integer, which we already seen. And then so if let's say you do a type 123, it's going to give you an integer data type. When you do a type 1.23, and that is a float data type. For complex number, it comprises of real part and the imaginary part. So you can always do a 1 plus 2j. So 1 is the real part and 2j is the imaginary part. And that is going to give you a complex number. Okay. And by default, if let's say you enter a value, like for example, 1, 2, 3, okay, that is in decimal number system. So Python offers or supports different number system. So if let's say you would like to create a numerical value, binary value of 0011. Okay, so in front you prefix 0b, which stands for binary, indicate that is the binary number, and you press enter, and that is going to give you 3 because 1, 2 is going to give you 3. Okay, and if let's say you would like to create an octal number, okay, octal, then what you do is you do a 000011, okay, which is base 8. So when you press Ctrl Enter, it's going to give you 9 because this one is 1 and the second digit is base 8, so it is going to be 8. Add together is going to give you 9. You realize that when I do a Ctrl Enter, the output is only showing the last value. Okay, this is the behavior of the Jupyter Notebook. So when you have multiple statements and you do a Ctrl Enter, only the output from the last statement is going to be showing here. If let's say you would like to show the output of all the previous statements, you can always add in the print statement. Okay, so when you do a print, you will do a print out. So you will print out 3, and this guy is the default output from the Jupyter Notebook cell. Okay, and of course you can add in the print as well, and that is going to give you the 3, 9. Okay, so next one is the hexadecimal. Hexadecimal, the prefix is going to be 0x, okay, 0x, and then 0011. Okay, so when you press Ctrl Enter, it is going to give you 17 because hexadecimal base is 16. So the first value is 1, second value is going to be 16. So total is 17. Okay, so that is how Python supports the number system. Okay, and when you have a number, if let's say you would like to display as a different number system, you can do it, but by default it's going to give you a string. Okay, so for example, if let's say you have a value of 11 and you would like to display as a binary number, so how do you do it? You do a b equals to bin. Bin is for binary, so bin, and then you print value of x. Okay, so when you print out this b and when you print out the type of this b, it's going to give you 0b1011, and the data type is going to be a string. Okay, the data type is going to be string. Same thing, you can have a hexadecimal, h equals to hex x. Okay, and when you print out this h value and the data type of this h, you are going to get hexadecimal 0xb, and then the class is a string. Okay, so there's no class that's called hexadecimal, there's no class that is called binary. So Python will always display as a string. Okay, next one is one of the most important type in Python, which is string, because it is so commonly used in Python that you cannot run away from it. So let's look at string. Okay, so when you define a string, there's two ways that you can define it. One is using the single quote, okay, and the other is using double quote. Double quote. So when you print out x and y, you are going to print out the same thing, hello world. So single quote or double quote, both can be used to define a string. Okay, and you can even define a string using triple quote. Okay, so just imagine if let's say you would like to define a string that is multiple line. Okay, multiple line. So you do a hello world from Singapore. Okay, so when you use single quote or double quote, okay, you will not be able to define a string that is multiple line. But if let's say you want to define a multiple line string, make use of this triple single quote. Okay, triple single quote. So when you do this, if let's say you print out this Z, okay, print out this Z, you are going to get this. Okay, you are going to get this. Okay, so next is the escape character. So if let's say you have learned other programming language, you are familiar with escape character in string, which is the backslash. Okay, so in Python, it is the same thing. It make use of the backslash as the escape character. Okay, so just imagine if let's say you would like to print a statement that is hello and then followed by a tag character. Okay, so for the tag character, it is represented with this escape character with a T. So backslash T is indicating a tag character. So when you run this, you are going to see the printout that hello and then followed by a tag and the world. Okay, and if let's say you like to, so you do a control forward slash to comment off the statement, and then you do a hello backslash n, which is indicate a new line, and then world backslash again. Okay, so over here, the backslash n and the backslash n is indicating a new line. So when you run this, you are going to get hello world again because it is all goes to a new line. Okay, okay, again, control forward slash to comment off the line, comment off the character. Okay, so now if let's say you do a print new line character is backslash n. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to display out that this new line character is a backslash n, but I cannot do this because by using a single backslash n, that is going to give me a new line. So when you run it, you are not going to see the backslash n. Okay, so to indicate that this backslash is nothing but just a character like I would like to display, I have to use backslash. Okay, then now it gives me this. Okay, so in some of the examples, in some of the string statements, you may like to combine this single quote and the double quote. So for example, if let's say you like to print out something that is called I am going home. Okay, so you would like to print out this particular statement. So you do a print, double quote, and then double quote. Okay, by doing this, the Python will be able to know that this is a whole string. Okay, this is a whole string, and it need to display as it is. So you press Ctrl Enter, it will give you I am going home. Okay, so over here, okay, typo. Okay, I am going home. So over here, by using this double quote, then you don't need to use that backslash as escape character. Okay, so same thing. If let's say you are going to display something like I'm going home, okay, and he said, and you would like to display this particular message on the screen, how do you do it? You do a print single quote, and then in the end you put single quote. So over here, this single quote is indicating the start and the end of a string, and this double quote is inside a string, which is going to be displayed directly. So you may do a Control Enter, you are going to see this message that is being printed out. So this is showing that how you can use this single quote and double quote interchangeably, so that it can make your string output easier. Okay. Okay, next let's look at list. Okay, list is also another data type that is very commonly used in Python. Okay, because it is so versatile that it can be used to hold multiple items of different data type in one collection. Okay, so how does it work? So if let's say you would like to declare a list of fruits, okay, for example, apple, for example, banana, and then followed by cherry. Okay, so you press Enter, and by doing that, you created a fruits list. Okay, so if let's say you do a print and fruits, it will print out these fruits. And when you do a print type of fruits, that is going to give you list. Okay, and if let's say you would like to find out the list, I mean the second item of the list and the last item of the list. So for in Python, it makes use of zero-based indexing. Okay, what does it mean by zero-based indexing? Which means that the first element is going to start with index 0, second one is going to be 1, third one is going to be 2. Okay, so if let's say you do a print, you do a fruits, and square bracket 0, that is going to give you apple, because that is the first element. The index first element have an index value of 0. If you do it 1, it's going to give you banana. If you enter 2, it's going to give you cherry. Okay, but Python also supports negative indexing, which means that from the front, the index of the item is going to be 0, 1, 2. But from the back, it's going to be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Okay, so let me show it to you. So over here, this guy is going to have an index of 1. This one is going to have an index 2. This one will have an index of 3. Okay, but for negative indexing, this guy will have index of negative 1, and this guy will have index of negative 2. This one will have negative index of, index of negative 3. Okay, so how it work? If let's say you do a print 0, you are going to get apple. You do a print 2, you are going to get cherry. But same thing, if let's say you do a print negative 1, it's going to give you cherry as well. Print negative 2 is going to give you a banana. Negative 3 is going to give you apple. Okay. Okay, so that is the indexing. Okay, next, what if let's say you would like to update the fruits to a different value? So for example, you would like to, now this is the fruit, it is already cherry. What if let's say you would like to update the cherry to become a cucumber? Then you just do a indexing. So fruits second index equals to cucumber. Okay, so when you hit enter and you print out these fruits again, you are going to get apple, banana, and cucumber. Okay. Okay. Any question? And how do you add an item to the list? Okay, you do a fruits dot append. By doing the dot append, you append a new item into the list. Okay, and now if let's say you print out these fruits, you are going to get an additional member at the back. So if let's say you print going one more time, it's going to have additional durian behind it. You run it one more time, you have additional durian behind it. So you will keep on append the member behind the list. So you can see that this list is able to contain items of duplicate values. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so how do you find out the length of the list? Okay, so you do a len fruits, and that is going to give you the number of items inside the fruits. So if let's say you come back here, you run it one more time, now you have added one more durian into the list, and when you check the length of the fruits, it's going to be 8. Okay. Okay, next is how do you iterate through a list? Okay, in Python, you iterate through a list using the for loop. So you do a for x in fruits, and when you do a print x, it's going to print out the items one by one. So this for loop is used to check, to iterate through the items inside the list fruits one by one. Okay, and next, how do you check whether an item is inside the list or not? So for example, you do a apple in. So in is our operator to check whether an item is inside a collection. So you do a in fruits, and it will give you true. Okay, because apple is inside the fruits. But what if let's say you do a watermelon? Okay, is it inside the fruits? No, it gives you false. Okay, so this is very convenient to check, okay, whether a particular item is inside the list or not, inside the collection or not. So you can do a if watermelon in fruits print. Okay, let's have, so you can say yes, and then it's going to print yes. Okay, but because the watermelon is not in, so that's why it will not print out anything. Okay.